Hi guys, so today I figured I should just get online and talk about some things. I mean, we have a lot, like a whole lot of things going on right now. So I figured I'd get on here, do my makeup with you guys, and talk about life. Considering these past couple of days have been like crazy. I mean, crazy as hell. I'm sure we've all been watching the news and seeing what's going on with the Trump administration, with America. I mean, I feel like I'm getting whiplash just from all the shit that's happening. I haven't had a moment to just be like, and that brings me to my point. I feel like that's quite literally what they're doing to us, is throwing a bunch of information at us at one time to see how we can handle taking all of it in, because the more they push at once, the more we won't be able to focus on each of the things that this government is pushing onto us. I feel like they think that if we can just get them so stressed out about all these things happening, before they know it, we'd have already done it. It's kind of like with COVID. I feel like for me, I don't know how everybody else was, but for COVID, it was almost like this like weird, it was almost like this like super weird blue period where 1,000,001 things were happening, but at the same time it felt like nothing was happening. And that's just how I feel now. I feel like so many things are happening, but at the same time, nothing is happening. I truly don't even know how to feel, because it's almost like they told us exactly what they were going to do, and people still voted for this to happen. So at least be just curious. I'm very curious to see how this is gonna play out, but at the same time, not really, because from what I've seen, it's not playing out good. Yeah, he basically doesn't think that this is the land of Native Americans, and when I say he, I mean Trump. He wants to erase the fact that this is their land. He's getting rid of DEI. He wants to get rid of the Equal Opportunity Act, because they want it to be based on merit. When has it ever been based on merit? I feel like people of color have always been discriminated against, whether it's Asian, brown, Indian, whatever. We've always been discriminated against. We've always had to struggle more than others. That's just the reality of the situation. So to take away these things and play it off as if, which I wouldn't even say it's playing it off as if it's not to go against us, because it is. Because it is. It really is. Right down to the immigration. You know what pisses me off the most? What pisses me off the most is all these people that sit around, and because it's not directly affecting them, they think it's okay. They allow him to convince them that illegals are the problem, that all these immigrants coming to the country are your biggest enemy. They're your problem. I mean, we've heard this before. We've played these games before. But people sit around and let him convince them that people that work every day just like them, that get up and have to feed their kids and put food on the table and get clothes on their kids' backs and theirs and pay rent, he let them convince them that people that are actually living the same life as them on a day-to-day basis is the enemy. It's insane. On a day-to-day basis. This is what I can't understand. I don't think I will understand it. I don't see myself understanding it, and I don't want to. I don't want to. Someone said something that was very smart, and it was like, the handle voted for the axe because it was made of wood. Or the tree voted for the axe because it was made of wood. That to me, it's a direct view of what the hell is happening right now. I mean, you put richer people into office and expect them to look out for the smaller people. That's really what you thought after time and time again of them never doing that. You thought for some reason this one time would be bigger. This one time would be bigger. And they love to spread this false info, like Democrats are fear-mongering and they're doing this and that. Who's using the most force right now? Who is literally kidnapping people out of their homes, kidnapping kids out of schools? Who's doing that? Who's signing bills to have immigration, to have ICE go inside of churches? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Who's starting fights with Colombia, with the Alaskans? Who's doing that? Please tell me. It's everything that they said that Kamala would be, he's doing. But they're not batting an eye because it's him. Because that's who they wanted at the end of the day. I sit with this and I just feel so sad, actually, for people that are just so fucking, God forgive me for cursing, I really don't want to curse. I feel almost like pity for them for being so silly and uneducated. I really do. I feel pity because they really convinced themselves that he was going to get into office and make these great big changes. And he's making great big changes, all right. Just not in the benefit of anybody besides white people, unfortunately. I need to say that. Or more specifically, white men. I can't even exactly say that the women are benefiting from this as much as they'd like to believe, so. It's just so stupid. But you know what? I realized, like, I had this thought with myself, and I was like, you know what? When has being on the right side of history ever been easy? Never. When has being on the right side of history ever been easy? It's never been easy. We've always had to fight. Always. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So I feel more than ever now isn't the time to give up or get sad or get depressed. Because you know what? It takes for things like these to happen for people to actually look deeper into themselves and figure out what they're going to stand for and what they're not going to stand for. And if you stand for nothing, you will fall for nothing. And it's just always been that for me. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for nothing. You will fall for absolutely nothing. But that's the life we're living today. That's 2025. This is 2025. This is our reality. Because people didn't want to see a black woman president. They didn't want to see a mixed woman president. So this is our reality. This is what we have to go through. But once again, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. But being on the right side of history is never a walk in the park. People have been beaten. People have been raped. People have been tortured. People have had the most horrific fucking things happen to them just for being on the right side of history. Just for being on the right side of history. But at the end of the day, do I want my kids to look back and say, damn, you know what? My parents voted for this. My da-da-da voted for this. No, I don't want them to look back on me and think that about me. I don't want them to look back and say, damn, she did nothing. I don't want them to look back and be like, she was just sidelining. I don't want to be a sideliner. I just don't see that for me, and I won't be one. I won't be one. It's this time, you guys, more than ever, that we have to use our voice and we have to use our platform. And we have to say something. Except I'm at the point where I don't want to just say something. I don't want to just say something. I want to do something. And to the people that voted him in, they could never understand the amount of harm that they've done. They will never understand. They will never understand. They will never. They will never. They talk so much about getting criminals out, getting the illegals out, but you pardon the people that stormed the Capitol. You pardon the people that killed 6 police officers. But it's always about doing things legally right. It's always about doing the right thing. And no, they don't really give a shit about that. At the end of the day, their goal here is to make America as white as possible. White fragility, that's what this is about. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip of the iceberg. What kills me about this as well is all the Black and Latino folks that think that he in any way was gonna do something for them. In any way was gonna do something for them. Like, some things I don't think I could ever wrap my mind around it. I can never wrap my mind around that kind of stupidity. And I call it stupidity because I want to have love in my heart for these people, but you actively voted against yourself and everyone around you. And everyone around you. It's sick. When he's done with his mass deportations of immigrants, I hope you guys know who he's coming for next. Because he's not going to stop there. They are not going to stop there. So let's just buckle up and get ready for this bumpy ride that is our twin presidents, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But you gotta fight. You guys get out there, use your voices, use the platforms, use your hands if you have to. But you've got to combat this. We have to combat this. With every bone in our body, we have to combat this. This just can't be. That's all I have to say. Make sure you have your cute winter boots on. Because when the going gets hard, you can run. And run we will for our freedom. thanks, guys. That's all I have to say today, and I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe. Yeah.